It's okay here. Okay. Good day, everyone, and welcome to DDM Sports Central, your one-stop hub for reliable information concerning global sporting stories. And on today's edition, I said in previous editions that we're not going to be having it the regular way we're used to. On today's edition, I have a guest with us on the show, and we will be discussing something slightly different from what we used to discuss in previous editions. On today's edition, we will be discussing sports business. We probably have our own definition of what sports business is about. I have my own definition. But today I have somebody, a super analyst, who will be discussing sports business with us. And he is in the person of Mr. Afolabi Olaya. He is the sports director of COPDEM, Coalition for the Protection of Democracy. Mr. Afolabi, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ugo. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you so much for appearing on this program despite the short notice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right, so Mr. Afolabi, we'll need you to push your voice up a lot more so that we can hear you clearly from here.
Yeah, can you hear me now loud and clear, please?
Okay, I think it's better now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I already introduced the topic and I said we're discussing sports business. Okay, in my own, I want to start from my own angle that ideally I would want to say that sports is anything that we do as an exercise, and then business is anything buying and selling. So I want you to help me now to marry both. What is sports business based on your super level as our pro here?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's good to be here again. It's been a while, and I'm happy to be here again this morning.
Yeah, happy to have you too.
I believe you are enjoying Orca quite well, and
we're trying.
it's your treat.
Thank you. We enjoy it
very much. Like you asked, sport business is let me say anything you do actually to push your financial goals up, and anything you try to do to actually make sure you increase your finances or you boost it. I see it as business, and this is one thing that sport does to everybody, and everybody involved in sport businesses or in sports understands it entails business. Yeah, so business, sports business is how would I put it? Anything that actually, everything that encompasses sports, not just football, basketball, sprinting. Even in sprinting, that people see as a single man business sport. Sometimes it comes with the coach has something to gain from it. They have the sponsors and other things, other people that are involved. So sport business is anything that can actually grow your finances in one way or another, that you put in the energy, the exercise, like you said, it entails exercise, and that is it. Thank you.
Okay, so from what you have said, thank you so much, Afolabi. From what you've said, sports business encompasses all sports. Yes. So, but in Nigeria here, the dominant sport is football. Can we say that that on its own is a negative effect on anything that will have to do with sports business in Nigeria?
Oh, well, like you said, yes, it's true that football is the most important, or let me say, the one that we laid most emphasis on in Nigeria. And that is not our fault. It's because we have a ministry of sports that doesn't know its role when it comes to, developing sports in the country. Like, well, though now we have people who are into cricket now. I think Nigeria is into cricket now. I think some months ago they competed in under 18 kind of cricket and came first or second. Yeah. So Nigeria is just like we need a government that actually believes in youth. You understand, to actually grow this business, because every every other part of sport is lagging behind in Nigeria. We used to have sprinters in Nigeria before. Sprinters that are well doing, that are known all over the world, that goes to the Olympics, perform quite well. We have boxers, and we have other people that participate in one sport or another. But recently, that's really the urge, or let me say the urge, or to actually participate in these competitions has actually died down because of what you and I know is the reason.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Now, it is said that looking good is good business. Okay, suffice to say that looking bad is bad business. So can we say that we are doing good sports business or poor sports business? I don't want to say bad sports business in Nigeria. Are we doing good sports business or poor sports business in Nigeria? In your reason,
well, that question I like.
Let me put you on the spot.
Yeah, we have only few businesses that are actually good businesses in Nigeria.
Yes.
Even without sport, something you can actually be so sure you are going to make a particular success on. I see it as a very big let me say poor business. So I will not say we do poor sport business here, but we have a lot of deficiencies that need to be done, because we have the talents all over the country to actually achieve whatever we want to achieve when it comes to sports business. But because indifferences, or whatever you can call it, the government that lack belief in the youth and people that are ready for that has the passion, that have this calling to actually grow this business. When you have no belief in them, then it's going to be a very bad business. But I still do not want to put these many blames on the government. You understand? I won't want to put their blame on the government for now. So as we grow, I know we'll have to discuss a lot of things that will bring about that actually affect our business, our sport business in Nigeria. You understand? So that is it.
Okay, from what you've said, largely you've mentioned the government, but I also know that in some areas there has been some issues about government interference. Is there a particular limit to which government should interfere? Because from all you said before my next question, from what you said, you talked more about the government's involvement. So is there a limit where governments should participate in this sports business, and after which they should just know they should hands off and let the administrators run it, the sports administrators?
When you talk about the limit of government in sport, there are no limits of government in sports. It's just that when it comes to leadership in those let me say like the NFF or the Nigeria Cricket Federation or something, they don't, all these bodies, FIFA don't want anybody to just lay down rules, the government to actually interfere with the governance of most of these bodies, because we know every government from around the world can be corrupt when it comes to taking sides when it comes to bodies and in sports this thing. But there are no limits to whatever the government can actually to grow businesses within the country.
Okay, all right. So basically, there's a limit to which the government can get involved with sports business. All right, yeah. So, but then, away from the government, what do you think that we ourselves on our own part can do to support sports business as media persons, and then, if possible, as fans? Because I'm sure we're also stakeholders in this sports business.
Thank you very much. That's the question. I actually said, if you notice what I said before your last question, I said it's not just the government.
Yes, true.
Now you and I are supposed to be stakeholders when it comes to sport. We all love sport, but I was talking to someone someday, and I said, Nigeria government are not mistaken when they take sports in Nigeria, most especially football, with levity. It is not their fault. It is the fault of other stakeholders within the country. If you go to no state you go to in Nigeria that have, let me say, standard field, or let me say a standard stadium for matches. You cannot see them 2 or 3 in a state.
Sure.
And it has effects, because if you look at the we all watch European football.
Yeah.
Comes to places like England, when it comes to places, people like Manchester United, Manchester City, Tottenham FC, and Arsenal, all these clubs. When you look at the EPL, you have 20 teams. In the EPL, you have 20 teams. In the championship, you have over, I think we have over 22 or 24 teams that compete in that championship. When you go to League One, League A, League B, all these things, all the League One to the Sunday leagues. Most of these teams are being financed by individuals, group of people that come together to actually say, okay, let us have sports. Let us have football team that can actually bring income, also entertain people. And it brings a lot of development when it comes to your environment, because you cannot compare a place where you have a very large stadium that can actually take over 600,000 people.
Yes. We seem to have lost contact with Mr. Folabi. Mr. Folabi, please do try to link up with us. From what he has said, I believe we've all learned a couple of things about sports business. In the first instance, he said something about sports business not just being the affair. Okay, Mr. Folabi is back.
Yeah, sorry.
We lost you for a moment. We lost signals from your end for a moment. So you were actually saying something about the way we could come into play as fans and media persons in terms of sports business, improving sports business in Nigeria.
Okay, yeah.
So you were saying something, yes.
I was saying, in Nigeria, if we have stadiums that can actually give us 60,000 seaters, 40,000 seaters, 42,000 seaters, it's going to even that environment alone is going to grow. Okay, you understand? But now, I think the only person that has a standard team that is a politician in Nigeria is I think Bukola Saraki Babes in Kwara State.
Yeah.
Others do not really appreciate, growing business or growing local football, and we have these talents actually to grow. The only people now that I see, it's not because I'm a member of COPTEM. I'm saying this because they are putting every effort to actually grow sports within the country. Because now I am the sporting director of football of their football team in Ekiti, and I can tell you, I'm wearing the shirts.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
and it's lovely, really. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's something that can actually grow an environment when you have people who believe in your talents and who are ready to actually say, okay, this is a short time, this is a long time goal, like my guy used to say. It's a long time goal. And because you don't expect to be on par with people like Southampton or Portsmouth when you start business, or like Remo Stars, or you want to be like Enugu Rangers and the likes, immediately you start. So it takes you to be, that grit to say, yes, I'm ready for this, whatever comes from it. But we tend to let go of sports when it comes to all these our leaders. When Dangote wanted to purchase Arsenal, he wanted to go for Arsenal for a sum of 2.6 billion pounds, not 2.6 billion pounds. And I was like, this can actually grow more than 16 states when it comes to sports in Nigeria.
Yes.
That amount can grow sports centers in more than 16 states in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes, if he puts that money there, the influence of him being the richest black man, we actually bring in one investors, sponsors from around the world. Then
Yeah.
it will help the quality of whatever we are bringing out of the country when it comes to media and everything. Then infrastructural deficiencies that we have now would have, reduced, because when you have out of 36, you have good 16 states that can actually give you. You can be so assured that okay, they have good training facilities, they have good football pitch, they have good coaches and everything. At the end of the day, you will see people want to flood in there. They want to show their talent and get better at what they do. So that is it. That's what I believe.
Okay, you said a lot about our own area now. Now, I'm also looking at the area of the media. In the area of the media, do you think we're doing enough in the area of, because publicity definitely is business. If people don't know about what you're doing, people are not going to identify with it. So do you think the media is doing quite enough to help sports business? Or is there anything you think you can advise or suggest to the media to do better or more to help sports business?
Okay, thank you. Like you giving me you're pricking my guilt, like you're touching guilt, because one, I'm a publisher for Newsband, and
Yeah.
I think of the last time I actually posted something about the Nigerian Professional League. I can't tell you I've done that maybe once or
Okay,
twice.
so you're admitting guilty
About
as charged.
League,
Okay.
Premier League, Spanish La Liga. So I'm one of those. I'm not one of those people that actually aren't doing enough for sports in Nigeria. The thing is, the media, we are not doing enough for sports when it comes to when it comes to media outreach or out there to help people, because we are not actually preaching enough of our local sports in Nigeria. When you see people want to talk about sports, we just run over whatever it is from Nigeria, and before you know it, in less than 10 seconds, they are done with Nigeria and move outside, move to Europe, move to other countries. It has effect, because when the government is not doing enough, when the government is not, helping, when the so-called rich men are not actually helping, we should be able to actually grow the little we have when it comes to sports. And that is what I told one of my people when we visited one of the radio stations in Ekiti. We told him that it is not enough when it comes to you talking about what we the sports we do in Ekiti, because we should be able to know all the football clubs that are in Ekiti. Let them give you their details, what the matches they have, broadcast it out there. Let people know, okay, this is a particular football club. This is where they are located. It will bring in more people. To bring in more what's it called? It will bring in more players. And football sometimes it's a fan-based stuff. It's a fan-based business, because when you don't have fans, you have a 20,000 seaters stadium, and you don't have enough fans to actually feed it. Even if you're giving them, let's say, 200 naira, and you don't have up to 60 people. If you watch the NPFL these days, that's what happens. It's always empty stadiums, and it's not encouraging enough for us. It's not encouraging enough. So we need the media to actually do more to help us, to help sports in Nigeria, because everything we do, it's still the media that will actually broadcast it out there. We can play indoor matches, we can play matches that are not worth being broadcasted, but when the media brings it out, we have what we actually want. So, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, for that incisive analysis. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Afolabi, for that information. Now, there's something I want to I've always been interested in.
Okay.
They say you cannot love people equally. And we've talked a lot about sports business and how we can help it grow. Is it possible? Afolabi, in all sincerity now, is it possible that we can actually give equal attention to all sports in Nigeria as it stands as regards sports business? Can we give all attention to all sports? Or would you advise that, okay, fine, just like we say in the Olympics, when we're going for the Olympics, let us focus on our strengths. Should we dedicate our sports business line to those areas where we thrive, like maybe football and basketball, and then let's just make sure that that's where the money is coming from and focus on it? Or how do you advise that we go about focusing on the sports in sports business?
Well, let me say, like what you said, you cannot love everyone the same way. It's actually not possible to put emphasis on all the sports. You understand? Because some are, it has more personnel than another, and it has more of a personal goal than another. Because let's say in sprinting, like I said, in sprinting, it comes with you being yourself, you know your talent, and you want to actually achieve a particular talent.
Yes.
The only thing is just prove yourself worthy.
Okay.
Government will actually sponsor you. Okay, let's support you down to the Olympics. When it comes to football or basketball, it is fan based. It has more fans. It gives more entertainment. You can't be running and I cannot find. You understand? But when you're playing football, you're playing basketball, you're doing some. I'm not actually, talking down on any talents now, but we have different things that actually gives us joy. Some people love boxing. When it comes to boxing, people want to watch. Some people love football. Some people cannot even watch football. Some are into volleyball.
Yes.
But the thing is, most of these, if you look at most of these developed countries, they do not, they didn't put all their energies on all the sports like that. If you look at Pakistan, their football is down, but their cricket is up. India, the same thing. Their cricket is up. When it comes to places like England, we have Mo Farah. Mo Farah was their best runner. I think it's their long distance race sprinter. And he's not an Englishman. They gave him Sir recently, and it's Sir Mo Farah now. And they laid more emphasis on cricket, on football. In the United States, they laid more interest in basketball, in American football, which is rugby. And now, maybe recently, football is coming up because of, the stakeholders, like we said, are putting in their energy to actually grow football because it's growing in other countries. And they want to feel a part of that people that will be watched everywhere in the world. Because not everybody will watch a basketball match. Not everybody will watch a rugby match or American football. But now, people love football. The vast majority of the people will actually watch football anytime, any day. So we cannot put all our energies in all the sports, but we can put our energy on those that actually we have much more talent without actually leaving out the rest.
Yes. Okay, so I have 5 minutes and I have 2 questions to rush at you somehow. Now, Nigeria is playing Rwanda. This is outside sports business. You've really dissected sports business, and I'm really grateful for that. So we are looking at Nigeria playing Rwanda, Zimbabwe. On a personal note, what are your predictions? Nigeria, Rwanda on Friday, and then on Tuesday we're playing Zimbabwe right here. And don't forget, Rwanda beat Nigeria last year in the last qualifying games for the AFCON. So what's your prediction?
They actually defeated us at our own backyard.
Yes.
Yeah, and they are top of their group now.
Yes.
Rwanda has never qualified for World Cup ever. And not qualified for the African Cup of Nations since 2004. So I think Rwanda will put in the energy to actually go for a draw at worst. But I'm still hoping on our boys to actually do it. Though I've not been able to trust Chile. I've not seen his tactical football. I've not seen how he plays football. But I still think we have the individual ballers that can actually make a difference in this match. If they bring their form, I think Osimhen is in the form of his life. He's actually playing quite well now. And Ademola Lookman is playing quite well. The only problem I have, even Olaino is the best, let me say, right back presently in the EPL.
Yes.
So they can actually bring it together, and help our team. Because now we need these points. We are second to the last in the group.
Yes.
We are lagging on the fifth position. And if Nigeria, from that group, let's be realistic. If Nigeria cannot come out of that group, I would advise them not to go for the AFCON because they have no.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So, in a way, you are not so optimistic about us qualifying, but you still have somewhere inside you as a Nigerian saying they can.
I'm just hoping. I can't trust my boys. Yeah.
You know, it's okay. It's all good. Thank you so much, Mr. Afolabi. I just had a chat with Mr. Afolabi Olaya, the sports director of COPDEM, the Coalition for the Protection of Democracy in Ekiti State chapter. Thank you so much, Afolabi, for your time. And we hope that the Super Eagles make us proud.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yes, please do not forget, you the viewer out there, do not forget to like, share, and comment on this week. We would love to have your own opinion as well as regards what you think sports business should be about or what you think it's about. If there's any way we've not covered, please try. We are open to learning. We are ready to get your own inputs as well. So once again, thank you so much, Mr. Afolabi, for your time. And we hope that when next we call on you, you'll be available.
Okay.
Afolabi, thank you so much for your time. All right, do have a lovely and sporty day ahead. And thank you to everyone who has followed. Thank you for watching. I can see Patrick Chukwu following from somewhere. Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick Chukwu.